Hey guys, welcome back to Inside the Mason Method. Today we're going to talk about what it is that designers do all day. And a quick note, this is actually the last video that you will see in our current office. We have signed a lease for a bigger space and we're going to be moving into that in the next couple of days. The behind the scenes on that is going to be in our next vlog. So make sure to follow and subscribe so that you see it, because I'm very excited about this new setup. We are expanding, we're getting room for an intern, maybe a junior designer, and having a space in which we can actually host meetings inside the space and not have to rent a conference room every time we have a client coming to the office. And we'll be spending the next couple of weeks decorating and putting it together. And so that will be in some of our behind the scenes content. In the meantime, let's get back to our video for today. I'm excited that you're here. Now, if you think interior designers spend their days picking out pillows and paint colors, I hate to break it to you, but that's maybe 5% of the job. I run an interior design studio, and most of my day actually has very little to do with decorating. So today I want to walk you through what designers actually do all day, because it's probably not what you think. Whether you're a client thinking about hiring a designer or a designer building your own business, understanding what actually goes into our work is really important. Instead of walking you hour by hour through my day, I want to break this into core categories that really make up the job, because that's where the reality of design actually comes into focus. The biggest part of my day by far is project management. At any given time, we're juggling multiple projects, and each one has a buttload of moving pieces. We're coordinating with builders, contractors, trades, vendors, and everyone needs information at different times, of course. There are consistent and constant questions that are coming in. Where does this go? Where are the dimensions? Has this been finalized? Where is this in the drawings? And a lot of my role is making sure that all of these pieces are aligned and moving in the right direction. Because the reality is, a design project isn't just about creating something beautiful, it's about making sure that 50 different decisions all come together correctly in real life. The next piece of the job is the technical side of design. Before anything looks beautiful, it has to function and function well. So a lot of time goes into floor plans, electrical, lighting layouts, cabinetry design and details, elevations, even transition details and things like that between materials. And we're thinking through things like, where are the outlets? Are we hiding them? How does lighting support the space? Do we have enough task lighting? Will this cabinet insert function the way that our client needs it to? And this is part of the process that people don't always see, but it's what makes the finished space feel completely effortless and intentional. Another major part of our day is client communication. This is emails, meetings, presentations, walking clients through decisions, and helping them feel confident in the direction that we're taking with their project. Most clients are making a lot of decisions all at once, and it can feel overwhelming. So a big part of our role is leading and supporting them throughout the process, not just presenting options, but helping clients understand what's right for them, what's right for their lifestyle, and eventually their home. And then there's procurement. And honestly, that's a lot of problem solving. Once selections are made, we're responsible for ordering, tracking, managing a huge number of items like furniture, materials, fixtures, doors, all those things. And they don't always go perfectly. Items arrive damaged, sometimes they're back ordered, sometimes the finish gets discontinued. So a lot of what we're doing behind the scenes is troubleshooting, adjusting, making sure that the project keeps moving forward without the client having to manage or even know about those issues themselves. Because selecting something is one thing, but making sure it actually shows up correctly and on time is a completely different responsibility. And then there's part of the job that has nothing to do with design at all, which is running the actual business. This includes invoices, finances, managing our team and employees, creating systems, documenting processes, and then marketing and content. This is actually where I've seen the biggest shift in how I run the studio, because without clear systems, everything starts to feel chaotic very quickly. And the more structured your business becomes, the more space you actually create for creativity for your clients. And yes, there is the part that everyone thinks of. We do select finishes, we create mood boards, we style spaces. And that's a beautiful part of the process. But it's actually a very, very small percentage of the overall work that we do. These visuals and creativity are what draw people into interior design and want to hire a designer. But there's so much more structure behind it that makes the business successful. So when you hire a designer, you're not just hiring someone who makes things look good. You're hiring someone to manage, coordinate, guide a very complex process from the very first idea all the way through installation. And when that process is done well, it creates a result that feels seamless. But there's a lot happening behind the scenes that make it feel that way. And if you're a client, that is why having a designer involved early can completely change how smoothly your project can run. And if you're a designer, this is your reminder that this is a career about systems, communication, and organization as much as it is about creativity. If you enjoy seeing more behind the scenes of how a design studio actually runs, that's exactly what I share here on this channel. And I promise there are still pillows and curtains involved, just not as many as people think. Thank you for joining us today.